You got the ball in hand. Only few balls left. Feel like the game is already won. But somehow you mess it up. Again. It happens to almost everyone, even pros.
Which I don't know about y'all's opinion, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Ball in hand is not an advantage unless you know how to think properly. So in this video, I'm going to give you a simple mindset shift that instantly fixes 5 biggest mistakes players often make with ball in hand. Mistake number 1. You make random decisions. Let's imagine a simple table layout. You are solids, and I am pretty sure most amateurs with ball in hand will instantly choose the 5 ball because it is easiest and make those 2 balls next, leaving 2 and 3 for the last. And actually, this choice looks not bad, but 2 and 3 are located quite far from the 8 ball, so you may lose positioning for that ball. But watch what happens if you think slightly differently. First of all, look at the 8 ball and ask yourself, which ball gives me the easiest natural position for the 8? It looks like 1 ball is perfect, but surprisingly it isn't. At first I thought that I make 2 and 3 first, then 5 leaving a bit of angle on the 6, so I can move the cue ball for the 1 ball into the bottom left corner. The 9 ball is a bit problematic as it is quite close to the 1 ball, so it may cause problems during positioning. So in this case I realized that the 6 ball looks much better, and in addition the 5 is a ball with which it will be very easy to create a good position for the 6 ball. All this means that the ball I should start with is the 1 ball, and it will be most comfortable to pot it into the top left corner and immediately transport the cue ball naturally up the table for the 3 ball. From the 2 ball we can easily get to the center of the table for the 5 ball. And now our pattern becomes clear. Notice something important here. We are no longer guessing. We are executing a plan, and that clarity alone eliminates a huge number of mistakes. Mistake number 2. You don't protect your angles. Another huge reason players waste ball in hand is something I call angle blindness. Players place the cue ball too perfectly straight on the first shot because it feels safe. But straight shots are actually dangerous because they remove your ability to move the cue ball naturally. Let me give you a simple example. 9 ball on the foot spot, 8 ball a bit lower, but still close to the 9. Amateurs place the cue ball perfectly straight and try to draw it just a few inches. But somehow the cue ball dies and practically stops in place. Sometimes they even overdraw and leave the cue ball in the center area, which is definitely not the shot we wanted. So the next time you get ball in hand, leave some angle on the 8 ball towards the side rail. If you hit the cue ball slightly below the center, it follows very predictable path, so we get perfect shape on the 9 ball contacting only 1 rail. Smart and effortless. Mistake number 3. You don't solve problems early. Another thing strong players do differently is they attack problem balls immediately. Amateurs avoid them, they run the easy balls first. But suddenly, the only balls left are the difficult ones. Let's imagine this layout. 2 and 3 are close to the pockets. 4 and 7 slightly tied up, the 8 ball near the corner pocket, and the 6 ball right here. Most amateurs start with the 2 or 3 because they are easy. But that's exactly the trap, because a few shots later you are stuck and you are trying to recover. So instead, use ball in hand to create the natural angle on the 6 ball to break the cluster early. You still have insurance balls left on the table, as 2 and 3 are close to the pockets. Insurance balls give you options if the breakout isn't perfect. Pros never leave problems for last. They solve them when the table still gives them backup plans. Mistake number 4. You often choose the nearest pocket. And yes, this one is huge, but almost nobody talks about it. Most players with ball in hand automatically choose the closest pocket. It feels natural, right? Shorter distance means easier shot, but in reality, that decision often kills your entire runout. And here is the mindset shift you should use right now. Don't ask what is the closest pocket. Instead, ask which pocket makes the next shot easier. That's the only question that matters. Let's talk about this situation. You got the ball in hand on the 6 ball and your goal is getting shape on the 8 ball. The decision seems pretty simple, and I think most players will simply decide to make the 6 ball into this corner pocket and get shape on the 8 ball using only one rail. This is absolutely the right decision, but have you ever done something like this? Oops. Some players will decide to make the 6 ball into the same corner pocket, but this time using the side rail during positioning. Another pretty strong choice, but let's change our thinking a bit for now. If you have the ball in hand, why not just place it here, leaving a slight natural angle and make the 6 ball into the opposite corner pocket? If you hit the cue ball with topspin, it follows its natural path, so you can leave it very close to the rail without worrying about any unexpected things. And suddenly, this tiny mindset shift made controlling the cue ball effortless. So the next time when you are down on the shot, visualize this. Not just the object ball going in, but the cue ball finishing in a specific zone for the next shot. Strong players choose pockets based on position routes, not distance. That one change will instantly make your pattern smoother. Mistake number 5. You don't consider physical limitations. And this one right here is one of the most frustrating mistakes in pool. And the funny thing is, literally no one thinks about it until they find themselves in exact situation. Most players plan patterns like robots. They think only about angles, ball order, or cue ball routes. But they completely ignore something critical. Can I actually execute this shot comfortably? And comfortable means leaving the cue ball in a specific place on the table so that we can easily reach that shot. And this one right here will be a perfect example. You got the ball in hand on the 5 ball, which is in the middle of the table, and your next ball is 6 ball, which is close to the side rail. Most players simply play a stop shot on the 5 ball into the side pocket, which seems like a good choice, because we are leaving a nice angle to transfer the cue ball for the 8 ball, but when they stand right behind the cue ball, they realize that something went wrong. The 9 ball is directly under my belly, and the only thing I focus on is not touching it. Before you place the ball in hand, always imagine the danger zone where it shouldn't be for the next ball. If we draw the cue ball slightly, then we can use very predictable 2-rail positioning for the A ball. You can also leave the cue ball close to the side rail, which gives you possibility to play this 3-rail positioning. Perhaps the shot itself is a bit more difficult, but we were able to focus solely on that shot because nothing else was bothering us. Here is a simple drill you can try during your very next practice session. Throw 7 random balls and the A ball on the table. Take ball in hand, but before placing it, you must say it loud. This is my key ball. This is my setup ball. And this is the entire runout pattern. Do this for 10 racks in a row, and within one session you will notice clearer decisions, less cue ball movement and more successful runouts. However, if you want more structured drills that train pattern like this, Pool Billiards CO has ready-made drills designed specifically for cue ball control, pattern play and runout thinking. And one feature I really like is the advanced table editor, where you can actually create your own layouts and practice specific situations. If you use the link in the video description, you will also get 20% of the premium membership. If you learned something interesting today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments, what is the biggest mistake you make when you get the ball in hand? Using the ball in hand correctly is one thing, but understanding how it behaves under the influence of speed and spin is another. So in this video, I explain the most important things related to cue ball physics that will help you improve its control.